There's a lot of people out there who are going to claim that they've gotten to 50, 100K a month. They've signed a $100,000 client. They've made 50K from this client, but they're not going to be able to produce the receipts to actually show you that they've actually done it. In this video, I want to share with you guys the exact steps I took to how having my first ever client paying me over $35,000, which allowed me to leave my 9-to-5 job, go all in, which completely changed my life. I'm going to be going over exactly what I was doing at that time, the exact steps I was taking, and if you stay to the end of the video, I'll share the exact script, the outreach script I used to get that client on the phone and close them. Now, without further ado, let's get right into it. So I want to tell you a little bit about my past because I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be able to relate to this stuff. All right. So I was not an overnight success at all by any means necessary. All right. In fact, I would say I was literally the complete opposite of an overnight success. So I had been trying to make money online since like 2019. All right. I would see all the gurus on YouTube. I would buy their courses on Instagram and all of this stuff, drop shipping. That's where I started off. Right. I tried drop shipping about like 8 times. All right. I opened up like 8 different stores. All of them failed. Okay. The only one I ever made money on was like this dog toothbrush store, but I was in the negatives because I spent so much money on ads that I wasn't even profitable. And I was a broke college kid with no credit. So like I couldn't scale. All right. Then I ended up paying $2,000 to a mentor that I met from Twitter and I got scammed, right? He just ghosted me. I was pretty devastated after that, but I wasn't done, right? Like I wasn't done. I still wanted to make it and I was determined to make it. So I tried my hand at SMMA. Okay, I tried Facebook ads for dentists, chiropractors, construction companies, HVAC, and even restaurants, all right? All of these failed, all right? I almost closed one client, but, they fell through, all right? They fell through, just like all of them did, all right? The only client that I ever closed was like one of my best friend's restaurant, but I don't even count that, to be honest, because like it was like a pity client, right? They had pity on me, right? So 13 business ventures failed, right? 13 times I came up short. And I spent over $20,000 of my own money that I had saved and worked for, and I didn't see a penny back from that, right? Like I hit rock bottom in my personal life and in my business at that time, right? Like that was the worst I've ever been in my life, right? I was supposed to be the guy who beats all the odds, makes it. Like I was talking this big game. I was like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And like all my friends were in college, like studying to become lawyers, engineers, bankers, right? And I was just studying marketing, sales, and copywriting. And even my own family members started telling me to like, be realistic and like stop living a dream, right? So eventually I decided to get a 9-to-5 as a sales rep. And I was just going through the motions at the job and, they were having me try to generate leads so that they can close more customers. And, I started to get the hang of it, right? And then my entrepreneurial side started itching me again, saying like, you could offer this to other businesses as a service, right? But I lost so many times, right? So I was like, was I willing to give it a go again? Now, a lot of people would quit after this point, right? Like, tens of thousands of dollars lost, like family and friends not believing in you, no proof of results to show for it. Like call me insane, call me mental, but I was relentless, right? So I put together an offer, an LLC, and a website. I banged that out within the day and I started sending emails and LinkedIn messages, right? For 4 months, I got no responses, but I kept going every single day. Till finally in September 2021, my life changed, okay? Someone said, hey, can you talk later today? I said, sure. I'll email you now. So after 4 months of relentlessly working each day, I got my first client and they ended up paying me over $35,000. All right. And here's a screenshot of my Stripe dashboard to show you that I'm not lying about this. It's 14 transactions from 2021 to like 2022. They paid me over $35,000. Now, let's get into the nitty gritty of it and dissect how I was able to do it so that you can do the same. Now, here are the critical questions. Number 1, what service was I providing? Number 2, how did I find them and sign them? And number 3, what were the terms of the deal? And then most importantly, number 4, how can you do this? Okay. Now, I'm going to get into that right now. Now, what service was I providing? Great question. I experimented with so many different services over the years. I sold Facebook ads for dentists, chiropractors, construction companies, car dealerships, SEO for dentists and chiropractors. Nothing ever gained traction. So I decided to get a sales job at a tech company, right? So the job of an SDR is to generate leads for the company, right? So I was cold calling, sending emails, and doing LinkedIn outreach. It was actually super easy to learn. And I started booking meetings with some pretty big companies, right? Specifically with email outreach. So I decided that I could help other companies do the same thing, right? Cold email lead generation for B2B businesses. That's the service I was providing. Now, how did I find the client and sign them? Now, this was actually pretty easy, right? Because all I had to do was literally use the service I was providing to get the attention of my prospects. Does that sound kind of confusing? Like, I'm going to explain right now. So I was going to be providing cold email lead generation, which means generating leads for companies. So I could just generate leads for myself first and then offer to do the same thing for them. And also, if they ever doubted if I can get them results, I would just say, well, I just managed to get you interested just from sending you an email, right? And that's exactly what I did. So I used LinkedIn to find similar B2B tech companies who were hiring for SDRs. I scraped their email addresses and I wrote up an email script saying, hey X, saw the job posting and wanted to reach out personally. My name's Faizan and I've been working with B2B SaaS companies to book 10 to 20 appointments per month for my clients. I just helped X company, an energy SaaS company, by booking them 20 sales calls last month with some big names like Goldman Sachs and Anterix. I'd love to do something similar for you guys at X. Would you be interested in having us fill up your calendar with qualified appointments on a pay-per-call basis? Now, after doing this for like 14 days straight, I got a response saying, hey, Faizan, thanks for reaching out. Can you talk later today? Please email me, right? I got a screenshot I showed you earlier. Finally, a bite, right? So I hopped on a call with them, which brings me to my next point. What were the terms of the deal? Now, since it was my first client, I decided to do a performance deal. This makes it a no-brainer for the client because it takes all the risk off their plate, right? So I did a $2,000 setup fee plus $350 per lead that I generated for them. That means they don't pay me unless I actually get results for them. So I was getting them around 7 to 10 leads every month. So that was around like $2,400 to $3,500 a month. That's pretty solid for a first client, right? Now, how can you do this with no experience? So guys, I actually have a full free training which explains all of it. You could just click on the link in the description below and you can go through the whole video. But I'm going to give you guys a condensed, simpler version of this, right? So number one is you're going to buy a domain and you're going to create a landing page for potential clients to see. Number two, you're going to set up an email account to send emails from. And then number three, you're going to find leads on LinkedIn and different data tools like Apollo.io. And then you're going to send emails to those leads and you're going to pitch them lead generation services, right? Like on a pay-per-call basis, just like I did. And then you're going to get on a call with interested leads and close them. You're going to get them to sign a contract and pay an invoice. And then you're going to do steps 1 through 4 for the client and you're going to send them over the interested replies or whoever replies with interest, right? So you're doing the same thing that you do to get clients for your clients, right? And that's exactly how I signed my first client and got them to pay me over $35K. All right. And these are also the exact steps on how I was able to help hundreds of people start and build their agencies from scratch, right? So I have guys like Jaden, who was working at Walmart. And he was working part-time at Walmart, and now he's making $7K a month with his agency. Or Hussein, who was working a 9 to 5 as a sales manager at a tech company, and he went from 0 to 12K a month with his agency in just 90 days. I'll link those videos in the description below as well, so you can check those out. Student interviews with them to see, so that you guys can just see how they did it and their experiences with it. Now, guys, if you're looking to build a lead generation agency and you want to go from 0 to 10K a month in the next 24 weeks, we will teach you exactly how to get your first client within 30 days and your first testimonial in 60 days so that you could scale to $10,000 a month within 24 weeks. We will guide you on how to properly pick your niche, create an offer, build your website, book meetings, close clients, get results at scale for your clients so you can get paid month to month, and then show you how to automate the fulfillment process with hiring and systems so you can scale more efficiently while stepping out of the business. All right. We're also going to prepare you for your sales calls, show you how to build strong case studies from your testimonials, and show you how to become an outbound partner for your clients so you can scale up to $10,000 a month in the next 24 weeks. All right, guys, this is not a course. This is not a community. This is a full program designed to hold your hand and personally guide you to building a 6-figure lead generation agency. Now, we only take on a limited number of members every month to make sure that they actually get the guidance they need. So if you want to work with us, guys, if you want to work with me one-on-one, holding your hand to scaling to $10,000 a month from absolute zero, you could hit the link in the description below. You can apply for that call, hop on a call with me, and we will see if it's a good fit for you guys.